Yo, what's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to All Things Hoops. I'm your host, Cal Griffin. Tonight we got my man, Tim Headache Gittens. Let's see. Should be coming in real soon, but in the meantime, in between time, let's get right to it though, man. But yeah, hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's doing well. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's healthy. You know what I'm saying? We here to talk basketball with somebody that was on the N1 mixtape. He was on, back in the days, he played with Manhattan Center, went to a couple different colleges, but we're going to get into all of that. Just waiting on my guy right now. Let's see, let's get this on the screen. But yeah, man, everybody's good on my end. Just, just taking it easy. Dying to get back to some sense of normalcy, but, just trying to take my time with it. It's still a very, very critical moment right now in terms of that pandemic. With that that whole cop situation. That's another story, man. But here, my guy go right here. Let's see if I could send that invite through. My guy.
What up, big dog?
What's going on, champ?
Not much, man. How things with you?
Everything good, man. Can't complain, man. Hope everything good on your end, man. Family good, everybody healthy and whatnot.
Yes, sir. Just staying safe. You know how it goes. Staying out of harm.
Yeah, trying to stay out the way, right? Pretty much. But yeah, man. I like to thank you for spending a couple minutes with me. You know what I'm saying? We got to run down your story, man. You know what I'm saying? You got quite an extensive story. For those that don't know, a lot of people may know you. You know what I'm saying? But for those that don't know, this is Tim Headache Gittens, straight out of New York City, one of New York City's finest. And yeah, Tim, man, we're gonna get right into it if you don't mind.
Oh no, definitely. Man, just let me know where you want to go. We got a lot of history.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. All right. Oh yeah, first and foremost, man, I gotta shout out my sponsor, Soul Pack. They they sponsoring this platform, and what I'm saying, they have a pretty dope bag company that they have a innovative bag that they've created. And they just, they dope, man. So everybody follow Soul Pack. Everybody follow Headache. Everybody follow All Things Hoops, man. And we here, man. But Tim, good to have you. Yeah, good to have you here talking to the people.
Yep.
Tell me, first and foremost, before we get into any stories and whatnot, what separated you from the rest?
I'm gonna just say work. Just work. Like growing up in New York City, it's a level of different things, and I think one, the passion for the love of the game, but the willingness to want to outwork people. Like it wasn't no time to be like, I want to be just as good. Just as good didn't cut in New York in that era of the '90s. It was I want to be better than him, or I want to take him down. Like, and it's all love, because competition, that's what it's about. You want to be better than that person. You see the other person in front of you, and that's what kind of drove me. Like I tell kids all the time, they look at me, they be like, oh, you weren't that bad. I said, hey, when I first started playing basketball, I started playing basketball late. in the hood, I wasn't that good. I was okay. I was an athlete, but I wasn't good. I had to work to get good. And all the guys that grew up with me, they was better than me. But, I didn't like losing in the park. When you in New York City, you lose in the pickup run, you might as well just go home. Like, you might just, it's over with. You might as well just go home.
Yeah,
it's 30 dudes waiting.
It's over.
Like I tell you, like the crazy part about it, when you used to lose, you go to one of the parks that's whack because there's a whole bunch of whack dudes over there, and you get to play a little pickup and get a sweat in. But you don't want to lose. Like.
Word. You trying to be that person that if you lost, you getting picked right back up. Like, yo, you ain't going nowhere. Come on, we got you. Right. But they waiting for you to lose so that they can pick you up.
Like it's crazy growing up. I said right before high school, I wasn't that kid. So when you lost, like I remember, like I grew up all around New York City and I played everywhere. But I'm a big Harlem kid. I grew up Humphrey Second and Convent and a Sugar Hill kid. So Humphrey First was my park. Hamilton Park was my park, and then Battleground was my park. Right. But I used to play on 41st Street Park with Kevin on them. They wouldn't let us play with them. Like they used my basketball play pickup. It was the older group. They wouldn't let us play.
Right. And
then we waited, and when they got done, and it probably like 3 or 4 o'clock, then we got on and played, and we didn't like that. So every day I try to get better every day and try to be the first one to the court because they use my basketball. Maybe that last run I get picked up. Yeah. And that's what kind of gave me that drive, because that's what kind of gave me my knowledge. I was able to kind of compete, because I think my first time really understand I compete, I was the last day somebody got hurt, and me, Kareem, and shaking off from the block. We laugh about it. Somebody got hurt, and we went on the side. They needed somebody, and it was like game point, and they was like, "Yo, come on, Tim, jump in." I'm like, "Okay, bet." You excited. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go." I'm like 12, 13. Yeah, I get on. I'm kind of long. They said, "Hey, don't shoot the ball. Just play defense and get the ball up." Now you can't tell us that, right? You already know. We come down the court, the ball go up. I'm playing against Black, Cheese, all them dudes from hood, like that's older than us, and the ball get up. I get a rebound. I push it right away. I push it right away. I get on the left side of the wing, dude jump out. He playing, he trying to rough me up, play hard D. And then hit him with that hard dribble to the hezzy crossover, and I drop him. And hit a pull-up jump shot. And everybody went crazy. But the crazy part about it, everybody went crazy when he got up, because your OG got up, he swung on me like he wanted to fight me. That was like my first experience of like just really dropping somebody. He like, "Oh, you think I'm gonna give you one of these?" And he swung on me, and everybody kind of broke it up, and it was hilarious. So then, I ran up the hill, and everybody like, "Yo, you dropped Black!" And that was like my feeling. Like, okay, I like that.
Yeah. You're coming out.
Let's try this again.
Nah, of course. So you grew up on the hill, in Harlem. In terms of anybody, in the neighborhood, or just anybody in general, did you try to emulate anybody's game? Did you kind of study anybody's game in particular and try to emulate that?
I'm well, in the hood, definitely. But I've been blessed to be around so many guys. And like one of the favorite things, like when I tell you about what Puff Daddy would say, if you ain't stealing, you ain't trying. When he's making songs. So like I've been blessed to grow up around a lot of guys who were great at playing college. One of my biggest inspirations was Bud Another, that went to Wyoming. Right. I had Stu Barnett. Now this all in my hood. We had Stu Barnett. I got to see ST Black Nissan. I got to play against these guys and also see them. My God rest his soul, he died with Corey Ice. That's from Hamilton. That got shot when he was younger. Who was nice. I got to see all these guys. Milton Wesley, all these dudes play Division I basketball, and they play in the hood, and I got to see them. And also I see Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland, and all these guys. Yeah. So my thing was when I look at these guys and watch them play and got to be in front of them and play a D on them, my thing was, you know what? I want to be like them, but how can I make it mine? How can I add it to my game and make it different? So you take a piece from here, you take a piece from here. You ask this question, then you start adding it to get your own flavor. And that's the one thing about New York City, that you can do that in. Like you can go down one block, you play against Stu Barnett, and then you go another block, you play against Corey Ice, then you play against, Butter Nutter. You go down the hill, play against Tip Dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all right there in a 2-block walk for me. Like, Battleground.
That's OG talk right there.
People don't understand that. Then you go to the Bronx, play against Shane and, Fuchsia, and, so and all them guys older than me. So I played like Speedy. I played against all of them, And, you go to Ray Diaz. Remember the old Ray Diaz, the smoke, before he took the pro-am. Like, you go on that side of the block with Tone Greer and all of them. Like, then you got Poligo, 30-33. All them tournaments were stricken all of them in it. So a lot of people don't, I was blessed to be around in that era where it was never a mismatch. Like, it was never like, oh, you had to go, and I'll go and watch the game, like, oh, you seen that? He did that? Oh, let me take that. They put that in my.
Yeah. And then, put that away.
And that era, what we do? We turn the lights on. Back in the day before they stopped turning the lights off in the park, we go to the park probably 8, 9 o'clock, and then you go practice that move. So, and that's what kind of for me it grew, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna add that to my repertoire, but then I might do a little different. So that's what I think, having them guys around, and they also too, they show love. It was tough love, but they show love.
Right.
So that was the best thing about it. So
definitely, I mean, you was street ball. Before you even was street ball for real, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, those guys are definitely legendary dudes that you mentioned, and just coming up, just going around and playing with these guys, just kind of helped you develop your game. And that's early on. But in terms of like junior high or like, when did you actually start playing basketball? Like, was it like super early or what?
In New York City terms, I was late. Like, 'cause everybody was all playing. The family background different. I moved a lot when I was younger in different households. So I didn't really start playing till I was like 11, 10.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really good. I played in the park, and then I also grew up. My dad was a park legend when I was younger. So when I was like 7 or 8, I didn't like basketball because everybody knew who he was. Bob McCullough, all them guys.
Right.
Ron, all the old school G. People don't know about this, except the guys in Harlem. On Battlegrounds, every Sunday, all the OGs played, like the real true OGs, like Goose Tatum. Bob McCullough, from Bob McCullough to Dana Warner dad and all of them that won NCAA tournament. All these guys, and all of us like D Threat. So meanwhile, we young boys, they go play their pickup game, the old school dudes, and all of us as kids, we're playing with each other and don't know that our dads is like all these dudes that's playing in Battlegrounds on Sunday with Lou Alcindor and all, Quincy Jabbar. They all playing pickup. The Helicopter Jones that everybody hear about. They all playing pickup right there. And we just playing with the other kids, and that's why we all knew each other growing up, because it was like that old school, okay, we was nice, let's put our sons together and make them nice and keep growing. Right. So that's where, like, I think a lot of that stuff come from, just being able to, be around that, and then that kind of developed everything else. So I started playing late. And you probably remember Herb Jones. I was playing in Hamilton. Remember the PAL sites?
Yeah. He used to have a bunch
of the PAL sites. That horrible green white ball, like they roll it out. So I used to play here all the time, and be like, it go from like 9 a.m. to like 2 p.m. and then they'll pack up and go. So big 7-foot Herb that played Division I, but he was one of the site directors up there. So I'm playing pickup with him, and they had that little 3-on-3 tournament they did when they come together in Central Park and do it. Yeah. So I wound up playing with him, but my aunt was real strict on me.
Hoop it up.
So she went to lead a block. So I'm like, okay, he had to come. This big 7-foot dude walk into my house and had to beg my aunt to let me go down to Central Park to play 3-on-3. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't really want to go. I was just doing it for fun. We went to that. We wound up winning it. It was me. I want to say it was one of the Lyle twins, and we all went down and it was a crew that played at A. Philorando. We went down and we just wound up winning it. Yeah. And it was like my first taste of like, hey, I can compete. Like, I was like 11, but then, garbage of soul, Ron Carlos, who just passed, he started a PAL inside Ali Allures and called the Panthers. So he had the whole block in that little gym, and we had Sam coaching, and like he kind of like, I started going to them practices. He started cultivating me, like just like
Sam?
yeah.
That's a legend. Yeah, I
That,
just
like,
posted him. I just posted him the other day. I was like, man, if you not from Harlem, if you didn't get coached by One Eye Sam, man.
like, think about this. Like, so I had that situation, and then right before that, literally right before that, I met Thurn, and didn't know who Thurn was because right before I started playing for them, well, I lived on this crazy. You know, everybody lived in Harlem, so I lived on 132nd between Langston and 7th, when they had the McDonald's on the corner in C-Town. So I went to the park one day. I was with my mom at the time. I went to the park, and the rapper Mason Bedford was in the park. And, you know, he always talked a whole bunch of junk. Like, people know him as a rapper. We know him as playing ball. Yeah. I played him one-on-one. He beat me because he's a year older than me, and he beat me. And we just got cool. We lived across the street from each other. He's like, "Yo, I'm going to this tryout at the church." I'm like, "What church?" He's like, "Oh, right there on 8th Avenue. Remember when Salem, when Young Life was in Salem, Salem Church."
Young Life, right.
That was my first tryout. I didn't know who Bingo was. I didn't know who Thurn was. That's how null and void I was to the game of basketball. I didn't know who Thurn was. I just walked in the gym, and he's screaming like everybody, you know. Like, he's still screaming at everybody. That was my first taste, right? And that's when they gave out the weapons. So I didn't get the weapon because I didn't make the A team.
Yeah.
I got like a C team, and I was just happy I was on a team. Like, so, and that's my first time playing in LaGuardia House. When LaGuardia House was LaGuardia House.
Yeah. When LaGuardia House was LaGuardia House, you had to pass through. If you was a baller, you had to pass through LaGuardia House, man. 116.
Hey, some of the best runs.
First and second, man. For all my for all my basketball heads, man. But in terms of approaching, you know, kind of just fast forwarding a little bit, approaching the high school level now, right? Were you one of those cats that was like well known at this time in terms of, yo, he's going to Manhattan Center, yo, he's going, you know what I'm saying? Like, was it set in stone in terms of you going to Manhattan Center and competing at, you know, at that level?
Actually, no. Like, when I went to IS 136 on 135th Street, and at the time that's when we finally transferred over. I was playing with Ron Carlos, and Rucker Park, the home called Rucker Park. That's Humphrey Fitzgerald, Lennox, and we was killing it. We was beating everybody. Like, we had a crew. We had the bros Ardell and them. We had a whole bunch of guys from up top on Hamilton. So we was winning everything. And this one, Ron Carlos, he got the freshman coaching job at Rice. This was when Lou DeMello was there. Yeah. So, like, he was like, "Yo, I got to take a couple guys with us. I'm gonna see him. Lou gonna come out and watch y'all." Yo, so we go. This is my first game, like, at Harlem called Rucker. I'm 8th grade, about to go to 9th grade, and we play against Felipe Lopez. Like, people don't know when he first came into New York City. That's how I'm gonna say. When he got dropped off in New York City, yeah, he was dunking on everybody at like 13, 14.
Shout out to Felipe, man.
We don't know who he had in his cab. We play against them. They had him, Scientific Mapp. You know, they had a crew. You know, guys, they always had a crew. Like, we played against them. I think we lost them by like 3 or 5. They had Jarrett Lockhart. Man, they was stacked. We wound up losing by 2. You know, I held my own, and then Lou DeMello and Ron like, "Yo, we going to Rice. You got to take the test." I'm like, "Where Rice at?" Like, I was Catholic school, you know, big time. Okay, I took the test and went there, and then, you know, that's how I started my high school career. Going into, like, everybody kind of knowing me in the city, but not really known throughout the whole thing yet.
Right. So your first year at center, did you automatically start playing varsity, or was it like you had to move up? You know, did you play JV and move yourself up? Or
transferring from Rice to Manhattan Center, that was a whirlwind. First of all, when you walk in the gym and you don't know everybody, I had a Vander Ford as a coach. Vander Ford and Coach Rich. Everybody who knows Vander Ford, you know, that's a whole different conversation you walk in. So my dumb butt, they had a whole crew. They had a crew that was already like a couple All-Americans, Sherman Jones, all these different guys. The mentality I had from up top was like, I don't care who in the gym, I'm gonna do me. Yeah. Now I walk in, they say we're gonna have a workout. My dumb butt walks in the workout with a full, cause we just won freshman year, a championship for Rice. Yeah. With me, Ziggy, and all of them. I walk in with my Rice uniform on.
Yeah. So you
Like,
did 1 year.
full,
1 year at Rice.
Yeah, I left my with my sophomore year going in. So then 1 year left. I walk in the gym. Everybody got masks and a reversible jersey on. I walk in and see, people don't know. Back in the day, you weren't allowed to just walk in the gym with other people's stuff on.
Like,
That was a no-no. Like, you weren't allowed to walk in people, and especially in high school. So I was like, okay. I walked in. I'm feeling good about myself. I won a championship my last year there. I got my uniform on. Like, I swore I might have been imagined. I think every ball in the gym stopped. And the Vanna Ford was across the gym and was like, "Is he crazy?" And he just came straight at me. He said, "What's that on?" It's part about building the game and respect for the gym, like building that pride.
Right.
So all the seniors, Sean Nelson, Trouble Neck, Joel Child, they all come up to me. They go, "Are you crazy? We win in our gym." I'm like, "Man, whatever. I'm nice. I'm not." They Sean Nelson grabbed the jersey, and you know how strong reversibles are. They ripped the reversible off my chest. And I'm standing like this. I'm in pain. I'm trying to be tough. I'm like all around me said, "Now you got to earn one of our shirts." I'm like, okay. Yeah, like just like, so after that, they had a crew. That's the year they went to the Final Four right before that year, my sophomore year. I wound up playing JV because it wasn't enough spots for everybody. And then I played me.
Who they have on the squad?
Sherman Jones, Wayne Fletcher, George Jorge, that's actually Homicide older brother, Sean Nelson.
So that wasn't the year with Cam, and and Mace.
Yep, that's Mace, Cam got eligible. Rich was a freshman.
Yeah.
Rich Park was a freshman. Like, so I practiced. It was crazy because I practiced with the JV team and played the game. We went about 30 or 40. I averaged like 47 points on the JV team. I shouldn't play, but no room for me in varsity. But I practiced with varsity when they practiced. So it was like a double-edged sword. So I'm like, they had 4 or 5 point guards. Like, they don't sit pulling me up for that. Like, to sit and just keep numbers. So I just played JV and went to the game with them. So I actually in the Garden when we lost that game.
Yeah.
And like, so, but that was more like Vanna Ford saying, "Hey, come get a taste of this. This is where you want to be at."
Right.
Like, so it was heartbreaking at the same time, but that's how I kind of like, yeah, we're gonna do it. Because I think at Rice, I'm gonna say in 4 years of high school basketball, I probably lost 5 games in 4 years.
That's
like.
Some people.
Unfortunately, there was a games that that we should have won it. Like my senior year was undefeated. So until we lost the final game, we had all that trouble happen with the school and stuff, with Rich and everybody. So that kind of offset us. So we lost 2 games there. But that was kind of it. But other than that, like it was a whirlwind. It was a big whirlwind.
Nah, that's a fact, man. But in terms of what was the best team that you guys had at center? Like what in terms of your squad?
I'm gonna say my senior year, my junior year was really good. We had Wayne Fletcher, who was an honorable mention, All-American. We had up and down of just like grades, stuff like that. So it allowed me to start and get development that I needed to get my junior year and get seen. Because when they would, like, a lot of the seniors fell off, I was allowed to play. And then when they came back, it kind of pushed us off. But then my senior year, we had a pound. Like my senior year, when we beat people by 20 and 30. With me at the 1, Cam at the 2, Rich Parker at the 3, Dwayne Jordan leading the city in blocks at the 5. We had Travis Sal at the 4, who actually played running back, who actually averaged about 15, 12 rebounds a game and like 10 points. He was an animal. Then we came off the bench with Akeem Thomas that went to Colorado. We had Thomas Coleman, who went to Ivy League school, could have been a big-time Division I player too. We had a couple other guys that James Small from the block and all. And we had guys that can fill in, and then we had BJ. So we had enough guys that even when we was down, we was good. But then we also ran the amoeba. So we ran the press that kind of we put people under pressure from the jump of the ball. like I tell people all the time. Oh man, we ran it right. We ran it straight. We ran it from half. I think we were the first team in the city that ran it from full court into half court. You might have got over half court, and then you get right back in trap. And we ran. I think because of the IQ that we had with Rich, Dwayne, myself, we all played together in summertime, and like we just knew each other. So we knew everybody gonna be. I knew if I stole the ball, Cam was gonna be on our left wing. Rich was gonna be in that right corner. Like we just knew. So the chemistry was crazy, and I don't think we ever been in a situation on that team where we was like, "Yo, we about to lose." Like I don't think we ever like it was tough games, but we never ever had like, "Man, we gonna nah, it ain't happening." Because whenever we needed a basket, we had a go-to. We throw it to Rich, we get in the basket. I tell people all the time, ain't nobody stopping. 1-on-1, nah, we get in the basket. Like we getting one. Like it wasn't even. And then people don't know this. Like Cam, everybody know he a rapper, but to this day, Cam still got the craziest hesitation pump fake in the world. I watch him do it at half court and get a dude to leave his feet. Like, like he even know he need a basket. Why you jumping for? Like, but just like he just got to the rim, like just out of him, just quick. But people don't understand. Like that team was super stacked. Like,
word. Yo, and it's crazy because like I was telling Rich the other day, I was in Isaac Newton. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid in Isaac Newton, which is a junior high school in the same building for those people that
second floor.
Know. And I was watching all of this. You know what I'm saying? I was watching you guys hoop out. You know what I'm saying? You guys are dunking. This is looking like a college team. You know what I'm saying? This is looking like the teams that I just saw watching on TV. You know what I'm saying? The same kind of tenacious defense and they just look crazy, man, out there. So shout out to you guys at center. Shout out to my people, Jessica, BK Harlem for life. She was on that Rams female squad. That
she got 2 rings. I'm jealous of her. She got 2 championships.
Yeah, that's
I'm jealous of her.
Yeah. Word, but all right. So in terms of your next steps, in terms of like recruiting at center, was it heavy? Was there heavy interest? Was there some how'd that situation go?
It's crazy because it like with all the stuff that my senior year was a lot of turmoil stuff going on off the court, and we was heavily recruited. Like we had Dean Smith walking for Rich. Like we had all the top schools there. Cause Rich as a junior was gonna be all McDonald American, which is kind of unheard of. Like so. He was a monster. So everybody was coming to see Rich. I remember when Florida State came in and see him one time. I leaned over and said, "Yo, Rich, put a word in for me. I want to go to Florida State." Like that's how crazy it was for us. Like we were winning, and that was. But like my senior year going to the guys' game against King, I hyperextended my knee. Where nowadays it probably was a 3rd level strain where I probably need like 4 or 5 weeks to rest. But back then it was like, oh, he done. He hurt his knee, is a wrap. Like, they when it was 94, it was just opening your whole knee up and doing surgery. So I didn't get no surgery, but I just had a bad sprain. Yeah. So I wound up not playing. We wound up flipping a coin against King. We wound up losing first place, and wound up playing the first game. And I tried to force the issue on one leg to kind of play. We didn't have everybody we needed to have. And so after that, I went from having 500 schools recruiting me. Basically, at the time, nobody, oh, he hurt. He might not be the same to no school recruiting. And then, being the dude I am, I always had to fight for everything I had. So I just got on the grind. I just started emailing. I put my stats together. Got the stats from Coach Jacks. I put a list together. Old school. I'm telling my age. I typed it up. Typed it up. Had to get a VHS. Get your highlight tape, and then we didn't. The crazy part was I have no footage of games from high school, like none about my senior year.
Crazy.
So it's like now kids have all this access, so I didn't really have to. I had to go on word of mouth. So I know a doctor who knew Earl of Pearl and all of them. So I wound up going down to Winston State for like a little work on tryout. Like I didn't have no scholarship after that. I had Division IIIs, I had Division II, Division I. When I got injured, that joint went out the window. Like it was like they were like, let's move on to the next one.
Right.
So I had to be my own PR guy. All the AAU teams I played for, all that. It wasn't really that much for me. So I wound up going to Winston State on the fact that I knew a doctor who knew Earl Pearl and all of them, and kind of went to Winston State, and Greg, and this dude named Greg I played with in Queens, who kind of put the word in. That's how I got my name, playing with him in the summertime, playing in Queens when I got like my real name headed, because I was just traveling, playing everything, because I wanted to go to school. I'm like, I'm healthy now. I was running the track. I'm playing at everything. I need to get a scholarship. So it's sad that as good as our team was, it was like all that stuff went out the window when the smoke cleared.
Right.
Like I tell everybody, like it's amazing. I tell kids all the time, don't ever take anything for granted when you look at something, and always do your homework. The fact that I was, you went to Nassau, we had a great academic school program, so I had a B average. I had this SAT score, so I was good on that end. But you know how we was, we didn't want to pay for school. Like I play all these years, I want to go for free, so I wound up going to Winston State. And I sat out my first year because I was still really fully recovering. And I got to meet Big House Games, one of the winnest black coaches, ever coached in college. A lot of people don't know. I met him, and like he was hilarious. Old school coaches, and he like just that's an honor meeting them. So that's why I first began my career at Winston State. And I didn't play my freshman year. I just went to school. I worked out with the team. I got to meet Richard Huntley, that played for Pittsburgh Steelers. I worked out with the basketball team. I worked out with the football team in the weight room. And I played pickup every day against Randolph Churis, Tony Rutland, that went to Wake Forest. So they used to come on our campus and play basketball. Because like at my sophomore year when I stayed there, they were trying to give me a transfer to Wake Forest. But they wanted to go and be a walk-on, but I couldn't afford that. So I was like,
right.
Nah, I'm about to transfer back home to somewhere. So I had the grades, but it was a dope feeling because I'm playing against all these dudes in the gym, and I'm killing. I'm holding my own. I know how good I was, but it don't feel like when you got sick. And then I wound up playing my sophomore year at Winston State. A new coach came in, and he was a jerk. He was trying to make himself feel present. I'm playing for him, and he wouldn't give me no money. He's like, I'm gonna give you some book money. Book money.
Yeah, I need some room and board money.
I'm out of state. I'm out of state. Like you talking about book money? When I touch the floor, I'm the dominant guard on the floor. Like you don't give me no money. Like you ain't gonna throw nothing my way. Nah, I'm out of here. And to this day, Coach Jackson laughed at this. We about to go CIAA, and he was like, I don't got no money for you. I'm like, I'm not playing. He's like, huh? No, I'm not playing.
Let's get it out right
I walked away. He's like, nah, you're not playing? So he called Coach Jackson. Like, I can't make this up. We sit in the office. He talking to Coach Jackson. And Coach Jackson, you know how smooth Coach Jackson is. Coach Jackson's hilarious. He go, yeah. He go, I'm trying to get him to understand. He's trying to give me all the fake lingo. I'm from New York. You from the country, dude. That ain't gonna happen, yo. Like, yeah, I'm trying to get him understand like this is a good opportunity for him to play. And he said, Tim, what's going on? I said, he ain't giving me no money for school. He said, well, I guess he's not gonna play for you. Coach Jackson with that. He just looked at me and looked at Coach Jackson. I know you think you're gonna call my high school coach and get me to play. No way. So that was into that. So I wound up, they wound up going CIAA, we wound up losing, and I started putting in this fillers for New York City. When I got home, I hit the ground running with Dykeman, and started playing with Sean Couch and playing FIT with all the pros, and wound up going to junior college at FIT, which I didn't know at the time. We working out there every day with NBA guys, with Ray Allen, everybody. Like only like guys who grew up in that era know, like I don't care how good you thought you was. If you weren't invited, you weren't coming in the gym. Like it was elite. Like I can name times where we had 20 McDonald Americans in the gym and 20 NBA guys. And then we worked out an hour prior, and then he'd be like this, like you working out, you busting your butt, you running suicides, tap drills, and you see Amp Garvis' soul, you see Anthony Mason walk in. You see Mark Jackson walk in. Then you go, oh man, what are they about to do? Then you see Zidane Hamilton walk in, Philippe walk in, Charles Jones walk in, Elton Brand walk in, Chanel Scott, Reggie Freeman. Yeah. And then they go, they stretching. Look, they stretching.
Kill it.
And Mr. Towns be like, let's go. Then he separated. He separates everybody. He put NBA guys on one side, the top college player with a couple NBA guys on the other side. And if you wanted a select few, you get to run with one of the groups and they sub.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys didn't get picked. I was fortunate enough to get put in that element. Like I remember one time in the gym and Lawrence Moulton walked in, and I'm like, yo, that's dude, the high side from Syracuse. He get like 30 a game. Like, wow. And Mr. Couch go, yeah, you gonna guard him, huh? Okay, like that's the relevance that we had at them gyms, but nobody know about that. So I wound up going to gym called FIT because the Marv Rippey, who I contribute everything to him, get me to the next level. He in the gym watching me go at NBA guys, like just go at them, like didn't care. Like I was more prepared for the pros than I was for college anyway at that time, because I'm guarding Mark Jackson. I leave Mark Jackson, guard Charles Jones, leave Charles Jones, guard Rod Strickland. You know, like all these guys, like you walk, like then Sham walked in, you guard Sham, Chauncey Billups, like all these guys in the gym. That's who we playing against. Like so that's like so when I played junior college, it was easy. The hardest part is just doing the mental part of the game, like knowing your stuff. That's really it. Like I played against these guys, and that's what it was. Like, and then that's the part that I tell people about why New York City would always be the mecca of everything, because when that was going on, think about it, I just named 20, probably 10 Hall of Famers. I didn't mention Conrad in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like Speedy. Like, I didn't mention Speedy Williams and Speedy Claxton. You know what I'm saying? Like he's all in the gym. Kenny sat but you had to be invited. Like it's why when I hear guys talk about how Rich talked about how people say they're streetball legends. Like if you weren't in that gym.
Shout out to Teresa Weatherspoon too on the check-in, man. Real quick.
Oh, my sister in the building. I see my sis.
Yeah. That's a legend right there, man. Legendary right there. I'm honored to even have her in here right now. But yeah, man, my bad. Go ahead, man.
But yeah, FIT. We
that must have been
that was a great time for me. I love FIT because we wound up winning. We wound up going nationals. So we wound up playing against Sullivan, who had all my guys on the Sullivan team. So on Sullivan team was Ali Mo, Puda, left-handed Courtney, Verge Smalley.
Oh man,
they were stacked. Like they were stacked. That's the only competition. Like that was. Then they had I can't name my boy name. I forgot his name. That went to UNLV. That shoot from Brooklyn. I can't his name right now. I can't find his name. But they was stacked. Yeah. So we played against them. I had me, Mike Waitche, the first white boy to go to South Carolina, point guard, in the backcourt with me. I had the twins from Brooklyn. Like we had a lot of big names. We just had guys that wanted the next level scholarships. Right. So that's how we kind of just straight like we got to get it. So we wound up losing to them, and they wound up losing a couple games because they had a couple of ineligible players that played. So it kind of pushed us up. We wound up winning the whole thing. I got all region for that. I made all tournament team, and then that kind of this is crazy. Shout out to Ms. Schaubeck. I got an offer to go to Hawaii Pacific, and she shut it down. A couple guys that we know that's older than us that went to Hawaii Pacific never graduated. She was like, "No, you're not going there." Like, no, you're not going there. Like you're not going there. She said, "Nah, you be out partying all day long. You ain't going there."
Yo, Tim. So y'all won chips. You won chips at FIT, right?
Yep. I'm with the last championship. If it's still over the door and over the door.
So after that chip, when you got that chip that you won there, was it just like a 1 year and out kind of thing? Because I know you did.
Yeah, it was 1 year for me because
Wisconsin.
I did 3-2-1. I did a thing called 3-2-1 where because I went Division II first to Winston State with Division II at the time. I went there, and then I wound up going to back to FIT, which is you have to graduate. So I had to graduate from FIT in order to go back to Division I. So I was doing crazy credits. So I transferred there, had to graduate. I went all the way up into the summertime to get back to Division I. So I think my first semester I did, which is unheard of. You have to get approval for it. I did 21 credits. Yeah. And then I did we did semesters. I did 6 in the summer in the winter semester, and then I did another 22 for my final semester, and then I did another 3-credit course at the end of the summer just to make sure I graduate to get my degree. So
Right.
and then I wound up going to, I had South Carolina, there's a couch at South Carolina, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, had a couple other trips for other schools, but like Wisconsin, Milwaukee, where Doug Lewis is at, that played with Sam Cassell in college. He was like, I met him through Bonnie Henderson, who kind of like pushed me to go there because it was like a great fit for what he was going to do for me and teach me the game. So that was actually a great fit for me on that level.
That's tough, man. But at University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, was that a good experience for you? You know what I'm saying? In terms of, you know, the fit with your game and the way they wanted to play?
I'm gonna say no and yeah. It would have been a great fit. We had a real good team. But and I can say this now, being a college coach and doing it, like we had people that didn't know how to raise young men into men. So we had coaches that had their own agenda that didn't want to push it. So it kind of made it harder for me. When I came in there, I was recruited by Doug Lewis, and now as coaches, you know, the assistant coaches and all of them compete for their guys to play, and it shouldn't have been like that. It should have used the best guys that was on the floor. So it was times that I wouldn't play it. Like looking back at it, I should have been starting and playing. And I'm not saying it because I was better than everybody, but that was the true factor. But then he used me in a way that only satisfied his purpose, which was we ain't gonna start him because I really don't want him to play because he's my guy. I'm gonna put him in a game when we in trouble. So I remember being in games. Like when I look at the tapes, I'll be in game. I won't start. We be down 20. He'll put me in the game. We get within 2. I come out.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They get in trouble. Put me back in.
Like, come on, man.
It was stuff that all New York City dudes go through. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we playing against Marquette. It's my first time. On national TV. We playing against Marquette. We playing against a kid, Rich Hutchinson, who's like getting drafted. He got drafted by the LA Lakers. He has like 30. He said, I'm gonna start you. I'm gonna let you go. Just do what you do. I'm guarding him. I don't think he even got 18. Like I shut him down. Like, but in the midst of the game, he kept running plays that wouldn't make sense. So as a point guard, I was told by Sean Couchnam, hey, you the coach on the floor. You see what's going on. Run the sets. When I run the sets, we score. I'm calling the right plays. Get top shooter, Pat McCabe. Shout out to great shooter. I get to him in the corner. I said, get in the corner. I get it to you. I'm driving. One point, I get a steal underneath the basket. We go the opposite way. My head coach called my name. As he called my name, I pick up my head and turn and get picked. I was like, oh. So, I fouled the dude. I said, wait, shut the and you know how like, get on the
You saw the dude get up. Like, oh, come on, that must be for me.
Like, if you don't call my name, I don't get picked.
Right.
But it's like I tell everybody, I said it was growing for me. I guess I wouldn't have became the monster I was if that. I think I'd been tough, but I think I became even more monster because I had a chip on my shoulder.
Right.
Like so, it pushed me to be even deadlier when I came home from school. So because my junior year, I stayed. But summertime it worked out.
So real quick, Tim, like I don't mean to interrupt what you were saying, but in terms of like just for the sake of the like the timing and whatnot, in terms of, I mean, you had a pretty long career. You know what I'm saying? In terms of your playing career, after school, that is, in terms of your international pro, your playing with different countries and whatnot, as well as different leagues here in the States. But what do you think is the main difference between these leagues, the international pro leagues and the pro leagues here, like the USBL and the ABA? I know you had a couple stints, in those leagues. Besides the obvious, which is like the rules and whatnot, what's the major differences between both leagues? Like international and domestic.
International, the play wasn't really hard. Like when I played in USBL, the teams were stacked. Let's talk about the Las Vegas team he was on. Like people don't know, the USBL before it got cut was the league you played in before everybody went to the draft and all that. you got drafted before the season was over and you wound up playing USBL to kind of showcase your talent for the summer league. Right. So that's what that was for. So you play in that. So on my team, I had a stack of people from all over the city. I had Jerry Reynolds, Iceman, that played for the Lakers, who was retired. He played in the league with us. I had Mookie Thomas, like all of them. And Rich Parker had their squad. So that team you playing against talent. They playing against a lot of talent that played in college. Like overseas, like I played in Iran, a little bit in China, like different countries. Like I never had a problem with a team. Like it wasn't hard. It was more like if you play against another American, you got to worry about them, you know, and stuff like that. But that's what you got to worry about, really. Like a couple finals be tough, but they really didn't want no smoke. Like I remember the first game I played in Iran, the coach was like, "Well, he don't think you that good." Because I replaced it with another American, and they need to stay in. They had to win to stay in their little ranking, or you get put down. I said, "We good, all right." Who they got? They put like some little guard on me. And he's like, "Yo, the coach over there said, the national team coach said, yo, you ain't that good." I said, "Okay, yeah." He said, we shouldn't pay you what we paying you. You know, let's go back." I said, "I got it." I had 49. I had 30 at the half. He had some little dude on me. He started subbing people in just to foul me.
Statement game.
Basically, like just he was going on the bench. I get 10 on this guy, he get another guy. A guy can put his head in my chest. And that's how I was for everywhere I go because of the N1 mixtape. I had to prove I can play. Right. Like outside, but to me, I tell everybody, like guys, like all the guys that we know, like Charles, they tell you like playing at 55th and playing college basketball. When time you get to overseas, besides the culture, basketball, Like, ain't so many New York dudes, went overseas that struggled in overseas, like that played in the elite with New York City. Like from the Ty Grants, you go down the list. Yeah. Chudney Grays that played in the AAU. Like, ain't nobody struggling over it because we seen the best. So when people are like, "Oh, we think was the toughest?" None. Only way you stop me is the coach. Like that's it.
Hey, Tim, so let's talk about this moment right here, man. It's this moment where you you can't even see it for real, but this moment where you actually got the opportunity to try out for the New York Knicks Summer League camp. What was that? 2000 and what?
05, 06.
05, 06?
Yeah. Same year they drafted Trevor Ariza.
Talk about that
and all
experience, man.
Man, it was like a dream it was a dream for me come true because, you work so hard. Like I was working out with Mike Brown at Hunter College when he was coaching there. I was working out with him on the gun. I was getting extra strong. I was dominating everywhere in the summer that year. And I was like, yo, and Peter Vesey kind of helped me out with that. I didn't have no age at the time, and his wife kind of took over and kind of helped me that way. Shout out to the Vesey family. And kind of put me in a situation where, like, yo, you go ahead and do this. And Isaiah Thomas kind of welcomed me in. And to be on that floor, it was crazy. Like I tell everybody, I said, walking in the gym, and you got 50 greatest Hall of Famers on your coaching staff, and you've been a basketball, savant your whole life. And you walk in and go, yo, like my coaching staff was Lenny Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, Herb Williams, Mark Aguirre, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm like, yo, and Kareem know who I am because people don't understand. Like Kareem is really a Harlem dude. Yeah. Like my coach Charles Jackson played against him. I knew him with Bob McCullough and all of them. So when he don't talk to nobody, he walk up to me right away. He go, hey, hey Tim. I go, I'm with Mr. Kareem, like Mr. Kareem, like you're great, He goes, so when they having Battleground Day again? You spoke to Bob? I said, I spoke to Bob the other day. Like, yeah. When they having Battleground? I said, I'll find out for you, sir. Like, that's how small the basketball world is. Like, and to me, like, that was sharp. I play, like, the best part for me was, and I'm mad. To this day, I'm still mad. Like, Andre Barrett was in camp with me. Like, I was mad. Like, every day, Isaiah Thomas would play one-on-one with me. Like, and we laugh about it. When I see Zeke all the time, we laugh about it. So, we playing around the court and Zeke walk on. He always try everybody, little gambling thing, like one-on-one shoot or whatever. He was taking money from everybody else. He threw the ball in my chest. He like, I heard you got all that handling. You can't shake me. And I'm looking at him like, now he the GM now. I'm like, man, ain't nobody. I ain't playing with you. He put the ball in my chest like that old man strength. He put the ball in my stomach dumb hard. Wow, let me see something. I look on the side, Andre Barrett, Anthony Miles, and like Mike Sweet on the side. They looking like this. They looking DeMar Johnson. They all sitting there. He squared up and started playing like trying to play D. I said, you know what? And the eagle, your eagle jumped in. I'm like, okay, I got something for you. I put the ball down, put it between my legs. And I did a fake in out behind my back and dropped it. He said, pew! And I wrapped it around my arm. I said, where you going? I said, and I hit a jump shot. He looked at me on tape and said, man, you got to do that in practice. I said, you trying to get me cut. Man, I ain't doing that in practice.
Well, give me a spot. I do that every night, man. I do that every night at the Garden, man. Give me a spot.
I told him, I said, you sign me, I'll do whatever you want me to do on the floor. But in this practice with Lenny Wilkins will cut me.
Facts. Yo, Tim, I want you to remove yourself, right? Remove yourself from being a streetball legend or what have you, or a streetball player in general, right? I want you to tell me who is your favorite streetball player and why. And you've seen everybody up close and personal. So, you know what I'm saying? Was there any times that
you mean like
on the court like a spectator? Like, wow, can't believe this dude just did that just now. Like,
dude, like my bad. I gotta make sure I do this right. Are you talking about guys like just aero streetball guys, or guys who just play in the street? Because you know,
your streetball venues. You know what I'm saying? You know the names. You know, you play.
I'll make you laugh. Like I'm a diehard fan of like Rod Strickland, you know, Mark and all of them. But this dude right here, he kind of gave me my pass to let me know that I'm actually doing something. And I tell people about this, like Doogie.
Yeah.
He's one of the I kind of pat my game and I would go like this to people because I say it's really easy. That's how Doogie made me feel when I used to play against him. Like Mastodon was dope. Doogie the only dude I ever seen come down and shake a nigga up and shoot off the glass from deep on 3 and won't say a word. Like won't say a word. Like just pip off the glass.
Tough.
I'm like, so my first time like seeing him play like against dudes, like I play against him. I'm coming up. I'm playing against Tony Hargraves and all of them, and they always stuck together with that whole crew. I play against them like twice. I come home my junior year, and I'm playing against Doogie. I remember my first time playing Doogie. I think Doogie gave me like 50. Like, ain't many guys gave me 50. You remember them. You remember them. Like you remember them dudes. Like
that's a true legend right there, man.
So he come down. I'm playing in West Fourth, and I'm learning the game. I'm better at it. I come down. I had a good game. I think we wound up beating them by like 2 in West Fourth. I was playing with Chad, and he don't never say anything to me, like ever. Like and he looked at me and said, "Yo, good game."
Yeah.
I was like, "You talk?" You talking to me? Like, oh, that's good. Like him. And it's just the stuff that, like, just him. And then I think the other 2 worst like I ever seen that just, like, he's my top that kind of influenced me. Yeah. But 2 that I've seen close and personal is and then Lloyd Daniels. I got set up twice against them 2. Yeah. Like, Lloyd is just a freak of nature. Yeah. So we know the Pro-Am, Pro-Am is the Pro-Am. So I'm playing Mr. Couch and them. I don't know who Term is. I heard his name, but I don't know who Term is. I get to the game late. He already got 30. It's halftime.
Yo, damn, who going him?
So as soon as I get there, I'm a defensive stopper. Everybody say I'm a defensive stop. They put me in and say, go guard him. You know the ego. Yeah, I got him.
Right.
Man, my body, I'm going to after the game is over. My body hurt on offense and defense. That dude, you heard about Term. Like he was going like he smelled like beer and he just going through me. Like laying the ball, I'm defending. I got my lip busted. And And then fast forward, now I play against Lloyd Daniels, who we all knew who Lloyd was. You know, huge. And everybody thought it was funny. So they're like, oh yeah, put headache on him. So I get in the game. His couch put me on Lloyd. My dumb butt, I look at the 3-point line. I take one step over the 3-point line and look at him. They inbound the ball to him, and this one was at Hunter College. They inbound the ball to him at half court. He looked at me and took one dribble and pulled up. I'm like, that's
crazy.
Like, and the couch go, you gotta guard him. He at half court. He come out again, throwing the ball. I take 2 steps closer, but I'm not guarding the way out there. He pull up again. He said, young fella, you better guard me.
Shout out to my girl Netta.
So I'm like this, okay, y'all got me. I went and started guarding him from out of bounds. They said, what you doing? He ain't hit that on me again, yo. I'm gonna walk him to the bathroom if I have to. Like, he'll just keep shooting.
So he's like 6'8",
them two.
He was tall. Too,
yep,
right?
6'8". He don't jump.
Whoa.
It just and he left hand like and get everybody like just them dudes just different dudes, yo. Just like just guys who should have been in the league a long time. We know the history of what happened, but a guy that should have been in the league, like Term should have been in the league, like just like but you know, the life struggles, other different things like that kind of change that trajectory of them guys.
Right. Now, in terms of like the street ball venues, like the tournaments, which are some of your favorites to play in? Like, you know, every summer you would go back and definitely suit up and play.
For me, I think the list of me is always the top 3 that we always played in before all the other ones got built. It was always, for me, it was actually Rucker, Kingdom, West 4th, and then when I went to Brooklyn, where I got my name at, I love ISA, I love, and then you know, and also Pro-Am is number 1 because that's where you prove yourself at.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that play street ball that couldn't go in that. Like I tell you before, I'm one of the few dudes that played me, Homicide, go down the list. We played on both, and we did exactly the same thing on both courts, the pro level and on the street ball court. Right. A lot of guys came out couldn't perform on that venue when it's 4 other guys on the floor that's just as good. Right. So that, you know, Pro-Am, Rucker Park, you know, our favorite Kingdom, because the atmosphere is just different.
Yeah,
and people don't know this. It's 2 courts. It's one in the Ave, and then when we're inside the dome, you know, the one in the Ave was crazy. The one in the Ave was like.
that was the retro joint though, but when they started doing the joint in the circle in the center, that was crazy, man. That's
I'll tell everybody. Like you probably remember we had a squad with cause I think Coach David in here, he know we probably won 10 years straight.
Yeah, Rich played with y'all and all that.
Yep, Rich. We had a me, Rich, Bruce. Cut Loose Bruce, Figaro King, Rock, Dwayne Jordan, Tony Greer, you know, Tony Tone.
Oh, we was talking
off the backboard. Yo, we had a pound.
Yo, Tim, we got a minute left, bro, but we definitely got to do a part 2, a part 3. I got a lot of questions that we didn't get to, but you know what I'm saying? We definitely got to do a part 2. Everybody in here,
yes,
man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Put some hearts up, put something up, man. Some 100 emojis up. You know what I'm saying? If you want a part 2, man, right now, man. But definitely like to thank you. You know what I'm saying? Tim, you know what I'm saying? We go back for you know, a couple years now. And you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it'd be no problem to get you on for a part 2 and 3 if need be.
Oh no, definitely. That's easy. Like, no, we gotta look out for our fam. You know, Harlem. You see, I got on my shirt, Harlem in the building. Yo, we here all day long.
And you know, we got you know your coaching career. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we ain't really get to, but part 2 is definitely on the way, man. But everybody, you know, Tim Headache Gittens, man, right here in the flesh. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, no, thank you for having me, man. Love it.
Yo, love is love, bro. Stay up, man. Stay healthy.
Yes, 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 sir. Be safe, baby.
All right, bro.